Your effort or his? Welcome to Seeking God with Leah Klein, Health and Wholeness Coach. Our verse for today is 1 Corinthians 15:10, the very first part of it. But by the grace of God, I am what I am, and his grace towards me was not in vain. On the contrary, I worked harder than any of them, though it was not I, but the grace of God that is with me. Working is important. We are given things that we are to do. Ephesians 2:10. We were created for good works. But while those things are important, of course, it's not necessarily about just working harder. And it's not and we're not talking about, work salvation here. We're talking about when we work at things that he has for us to do before the creation. It is not just us doing the work. It is not just about working harder and muscling through. We need God's grace working in and through us to do what he wants us to do. It's not he saw how talented we were. He saw, that we could, do this task that he had planned for us. No, he created us with gifts and abilities that he could use to do things. And more often than not, he will pick areas that we don't feel all that gifted in and work through us in ways that we're going, that wasn't me. That wasn't something I could do on my own. This is something that's strictly God. And that is something that we want to have. We want to see him work through us and do things through us that are bigger than what we could have accomplished on our own. It's not about our accomplishments. It's about doing his work with his strength, in his might, with him doing it through us in ways that we could not even imagine. So ask God this week to work through you. And if you're having any trouble hearing God speak to you, or just filling your life up with so many things, doing so much service that you're actually not spending a lot of quality time with God also, then I encourage you to check out the free ebook I have called Seeking God. And it will show you why you need retreat time and things similar to that, and how you can use that to deepen your relationship with God. And of course, if you have downloaded this in the past and have not done a retreat yet, we need to talk. Because I can help you make it happen and get it on your calendar and actually do it if you're having trouble actually making that happen. So the link is healthturnaroundcoaching.com/seeking-God, and that will also be in the show notes below the video or on the email. Now I wanted to wrap up with Amazing Grace. This is a song that most of us know pretty well. It is also a beautiful picture of God's grace and what it can and does do through us. So feel free to sing along with me. If you haven't heard this before, which would probably take some doing, uh, feel free to just listen. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. The Lord has promised good to me. His word my hope secures. He will my shield and portion be as long as life endures. And I will see you next week with another verse. See you then.